Use your 9 to 5 to fund your 5 to 9. I work in corporate America and I am in real estate development, and currently I'm kind of just gaining the skills and knowledge and acumen to be able to do this shit on my own. And honestly, like, the money that I make for my job is being poured directly back into me, whether it's mentorship, whether it's different experiences, having money to be able to be in have different opportunities or be in certain situations or circumstances. And honestly, like, for me, like, that's the most important thing for me is what am I willing to do to invest in my craft. All the money that I spent on me has paid off dividends. Yeah, it was scary in the beginning, but the more money I spent on me, the more money I made, just because I was able to expose myself to new things, expose myself to different things, and just see what was out there that was generally possible, but not only for myself, but those around me. And going through some of these experiences allowed me to think and know and believe that making more money is possible and it's inevitable. The more money you see going around, the more money you see people spending, it'll show you what's generally possible and it will inspire you to do more. And for me, started off shit, driving around in fucking black trucks, flying first class, eating at the 5-star restaurants, staying at 5-star hotels, buying designer clothes, all that shit. Because it wasn't so much about buying that thing. It was who I became in order to buy that thing that made it that much more enjoyable. For example, like buying like designer shoes. I have a couple of designer shoes and I have a designer belt. All right, whatever. But the reason why I bought those things is because I wanted to invest in my image, right? So when you look a certain way, you feel a certain way. And when you feel good, you look good, you perform good. And I knew that I wanted to convey myself and conduct myself in a high regard, and that's why I ended up buying the shoes. And at first, it was probably one of the most expensive items I purchased. It was like $650 at the time. But, I was like, this is an investment in myself. Not only do I like the shoes, but I know I deserve them. I worked hard for them. I got my first internship with those shoes. So I feel like it was something that was worth spending on. And when I put my card in, I was like, fuck, bro, this $650 is the most money I spent in my life. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. But then something hit me. And I always carry this shit with me in any situation that I go through. Would the highest and best version of me give a fuck about spending $650 on a pair of shoes? No. So I went ahead and put that card in with no hesitation. And you really have to have this level of conviction and confidence in yourself, and just having the knowingness that you're going to get the fuck up and do what it takes no matter what is going on, no matter what's going on, basically. And when you have this clear path that you want to walk and you take it step by step each and every day, the result is going to be inevitable. As long as you put the daily inputs in that you know you need to do, the outcome's inevitable. And me using this framework each and every day to get me to where I am today, I'm not surprised where I am today. Now, the people around me may think that it's surprising them, but for me, I always knew I'd be in this predicament, And when you've worked so hard on you and you've worked hard to be able to meet high net worth individuals and higher echelon of people, like, you can indulge and spend some money on yourself. Because one thing that I will say is that when you are constantly working, and you can't enjoy the money that you have, the money's pointless. It gets to a point where, why am I working so fucking hard? I can't even enjoy the shit, Yes, you should be investing your money. Don't save that shit. Invest the money, spend the money. Straight like that. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of the time, like, when people are working so hard and they don't reward themselves, like, what the fuck is they even doing this shit for? Now, granted, I'm not doing this shit for the money. The money's just a byproduct. Yes, I like money. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But I don't let money consume me. I make money. Money don't make me. So if there's any situation or endeavor that I'm going through and I lose money, all right, fuck it, so be it. I've lost money. I've made money. It is what it is. Who gives a fuck? Another day, another dollar. They print money each and every day. Money's nothing but a sheet of paper with a dead president on it. Once you start taking money off a pedestal, you realize how invaluable it is, and you realize what it can give you. Like, money itself is nothing. The moment you burn that shit, it's meaningless. And once you realize that money is everywhere and you don't live in scarcity, and you realize that there's so many different ways to make money, there's so many different opportunities, not only for yourself, but just in general, you realize, like, bro, it's okay for me to spend this money because I know I can get it back. But don't be a dumbass nigga. Don't be no dumbass where you say that shit, but you still work at Amazon or FedEx and you have no clear route as to how you can make more money. If you're investing in your craft, if you're investing in a higher income skill, this is where that 5 to 9 comes into play. Where you're investing in that, it's okay to indulge a little bit. But if you're just working at Amazon or you're working at one of these dead-end ass jobs and you're just saying, oh yeah, I'll just make more money, yeah, you're going to keep slaving away. You're going to keep allowing this job to take your time, which is the most valuable thing we have in this world, and you're going to give it away to a nigga that don't even give a fuck about you. Them niggas don't care if you die tomorrow. Them niggas don't care if you hurt yourself. Them niggas don't give a fuck because they know they can replace you just like this. And not to mention that, nigga, this AI shit and these robots and shit, man, they finna come take all them niggas' jobs. I'm not gonna lie. But that's besides the point. But all I'm saying is that always be investing in you, no matter what it is. If it's a certain amount of money that you're uncomfortable with spending, but you know you'll reap the reward from it on the back end, just do it. It's just money. Yeah, you can work your job, you'll make the paycheck in 2 weeks, cool, but focus on where you want to go and not where you are right now. The more you focus on where you're going and who you're becoming, spending that kind of money is not even going to be a second thought. You'll just do it right on the spot because you know where you're going. You know you're going to make more money. You have the confidence. You've built up the work. You built up the discipline. You built up the habits. You're able to do this shit without even thinking twice about it. And when you get to that point, you realize that, man, this job, I'm just using this money to fund what I really want to do. I'm just using them as a middleman to propel me to where I want to go. And once you realize that that's what you're in it for, you realize that the job is not so much draining you. It's a stepping stone to get you to where you want to go and what you actually want to do. The whole point is not to slave away for 50 years of your life to a company that doesn't give a fuck about you. It's to spend your time with the company for maybe 5-10 years and then get the fuck out of corporate and do whatever it is that you want to do because you were able to use the job to invest in you and invest in the skills and invest in your craft to be able to get you out that job so that you can make more money outside of the job and do what you want to do on your own terms. That is the whole point. Working a job is the easy way out. Now, sure, running a business, dealing with people, managing people, all these other things are definitely challenging, but it's a skill you have to learn. People are going to be a part of your life whether you realize it or not, and they're always going to be here. So if you don't know how to deal with them now, then you won't be able to deal with them in the future, and you don't know how to deal with certain problems, situations, scenarios because you don't know how people work. That's why human psychology is so important. Just learn a little bit of it. Just understand the biases and understand why people do what they do, what makes them tick, why they do what they do, what are some of the patterns that they have. What are some of their characteristics that are good about them? What are some of the characteristics that are bad about them? Really start to understand people and really assess their character and see who they genuinely are. Because when you start hiring people, when you start onboarding people, when you start training people, these things that you observe are super important. Because the way you train one person may not work on another person. The way you talk to one person may not work on another person. So being able to understand and navigate through people, you'll be able to have the world in your hands. You'll be able to make connections on the fly. You'll be able to build an instant rapport with people.